Before we open for questions, I just want to take a second to introduce the folks who are standing up here. I mentioned Marcos Witt. We also have Pastor Jackie Martz from El Shaddai Ministry, which is a 1,000-member church in Colorado. It's right here. Jose Victor Dugan from Iglesia Global, which is a 2,000-member church in Florida. Pastor Carlos Quintero, who's president of United by Jesus Christ, which is an organization of 250 churches in Los Angeles. All of these individuals, by the way, are Esperanza for America coordinators. Some are regional coordinators, some are state coordinators, some are city coordinators. Reverend Bonnie Camarda, president of Hispanic clergy. Mr. Eliu Gautier, Victory in Christian Church in New Jersey. Ruben Ortiz, who's a state coordinator, Reverend Ruben Ortiz, state coordinator in Philadelphia. And Pastor Rebecca Teo from Boston, who's the senior pastor in Boston, along with her husband, Daniel Teo. And I also want to thank and welcome Peter Morales, who is the head of a denomination, the Unitarian Universalist Church.
You got it.
Right. Who's the head of a denomination. And as a Latino, he felt that he needed to be here today to give us support, as well as a religious leader in our nation. So we thank you, Peter, for that. Thank you very much. So with this, we want to end, and if there's any questions, just come on up and pick the person you want to talk to, and we'll do the questions.
Yes, a couple of questions. Do you support the march on Sunday? Support it?
Members of our churches, some members of our churches will be at the march. We understand that the key issue will be what can we do at home, and so we're focusing at home. How can we activate our folks at home? And we're hoping that the people who come here in March will actually take time to visit with their senators and congressmen.
Right.
And not just have a great march, because ultimately we need to impact the 500 some odd people who are in this building. And we feel that the most important way to do that is to have one-on-one meetings and to have the dialogue with our congressional leaders.
And what's your strategy to pressure Republican, conservative to support this? Because they are trying to now, there are very many divisions.
Sure. I'll say two things.
What are the consequences for those who maybe use the issue of abortion, but they forget about also estranging?
Okay, so those three questions in that one. All right. So let me answer two of the three right away. We need to convince the Democratic Party not to listen to the AFL-CIO, because the AFL-CIO, while it makes public statements that it's for comprehensive immigration reform, behind the scenes they pressure Democratic leaders, who they fund significantly, and they pressure Democratic leaders not to do comprehensive immigration reform. We have to pressure the Democratic Party through at the House side, through Nancy Pelosi, to put this vote up. She's trying to protect blue dog Democrats from having to take this vote before the midterm election. So that's on the Democratic side. On the Republican side, we're trying to, and as you see, a lot of the folks who are up here today and spoke today are conservative. We want to first rebuke the notion that conservatives do not want comprehensive immigration reform. And then secondly, we are going to have conversations with Republican leaders in this country, because a lot of our churches have a lot of Republicans in them, and we want comprehensive immigration reform. They need to make a decision as they look toward the future whether they want to have a 90% Latino voter bloc against them. The statistics are clear. This is one of the most important, if not the most important, pastoral issue in the Hispanic church today. So the party, the Republican Party, like the Democratic Party, they need to look internally and they need to look to the future. And they may want to have the conversation internally of, do we want to win an election today and lose them for the next 30 years?
Right.
Any other questions? Thank you very much for coming.